Good evening and welcome back to Softball SA HQ, West Beach in South Australia. James Harris here, calling all the action for this big clash between South Australia and New South Wales. Mark Cramp joining me, and a very special guest, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse Dresswick will bring you all the statewide super special comments. Good evening, Mark and Jesse.
Good evening, James. Jesse, welcome.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm pretty excited to be doing this with two, legends.
First time I can see you tapping on the table with your pen, so a little nervous, Jesse. Nah, in all seriousness, guys, this match is between top versus second. To be honest, it's a little bit of a dead rubber because no matter what happens, the result of this game, they'll play each other tomorrow night in the major semi-final for a spot in the Esther Deason Shield, the 50th edition in the grand final. So these two teams cannot finish any lower than third place.
My question is this the grand final preview? I was just talking to our superstar commentator Lee Hull, who's here tonight in the stand, and he said this could be the grand final preview. So it's going to be, James, even though it's a dead rubber, you may say, but I think it's going to be a cracking game. They'll want to feel each other out, and we're about to see it.
All right, leading off for New South Wales is Maddie Baker. Pitching is Zali Adams to Zoe Young. Now, Jesse, you've seen a fair bit of softball this week. Are you expecting to see the best of both teams here, or you think they're just going to feel each other out a little bit?
I think tonight's going to be a learning game for both teams. They have a couple games against each other coming up, so they're definitely going to be feeling each other out, trying to get a hold of each other's pitching, and the pitchers are definitely going to be taking their notes on each of the batters here.
Well, Sally Adams into her motion, and this is a ground ball to Peyton Daniels, who's at third base for SA. She was in tight. She took a sharp ball and she's played over to first base, Jenny Gray, for the first out. Actually, let's take our chance to go around the diamond.
Yep.
For the SA defense.
Okay, you want me to take off that?
Zali Adams, of course, pitching to Zoe Young, Jenny Gray at first, Abby Mossman at second, Peyton Daniels at third, Millie Fidge at shortstop. The outfield, Michaela Collins, Simi Dhaliwal.
Oh, great shot to right field.
And a bang play. Indigo Bector Silva was the next name I was about to say at right field. She was fielding in close. She got a hard hit ball. We might see that on the statewide super replay in just a moment. A great 9-3 play.
Yeah, she was in close, ready for that play too. And what I really hope it does for everyone playing at home, it quietens the New South Wales dugout down and gets rid of that noise.
Absolutely, that's a great play there by Bector Silva, being really aggressive, shooting the ball to first base.
And Adams firing that one in there. That one's her hardest pitch of the night so far, and she's fired up. The SA girls are fired up. 2 quick outs.
The impressive thing about that play was that she was running hard. She was legging it out too and still made the out. So that was a fantastic play by South Australia.
Good piece of the ball from Alyssa Mihal. And it is caught well at right field by Indigo Bector Silva. She's been in the play a couple of times early, and that settles the nerve a little bit when you're in the play. Look at the SA girls all out there lined up. They are fired up, and as you would expect, New South Wales as well. So we'll get a chance to go through the New South Wales defence.
Oh, I can take over that for you if you like, James. We've got Grace Rickson, if I'm pronouncing that right. Grace Rickson pitching to Maddie Baker. And we've got Georgia Barton at first base. We've got Kelly Lennon at second base. We've got Hannah McKean at third. Alyssa, is it Miguel? Miguel at shortstop. We've got Nicole, Miguel, is it? Yeah, we've got Nicole, now, why did I get the New South? Conacher at left field. And we've got Emily Paul at centre field and Jade Jensen at right field.
Always like to throw you in the deep end, Mark.
I got stitched up last night too with the Western Australian boys.
All right, Jessie, can you tell us anything about Grace Rickson? Have you seen her pitch yet so
I've
far
watched
in
her
this
throw
tournament?
a couple times this week, and she really likes to work ahead. She does well when she throws early first pitch strikes and works ahead of these batters. I do believe she loves her up ball, so a good rise ball and a good changeup coming out of her.
Well, leading off for the SA team is Jessie Keach. There she is on screen, the little pocket rocket. And she is on the promo that we have on our cover page for the Softball SA Facebook page, and Spacequake Sports have put that together for us. Absolutely fantastic promotion of our game, and we're ever indebted to Spacequake Sports for the best softball coverage you'll see in Australia. And we can't wait to see what happens over the next couple of days, see what he's got up his sleeve for us for the live broadcast. So, thanks to Statewide Super, MC Sportswear and MK Services SA, our broadcast partners. So, guys, this is Grace Rickson throwing for New South Wales, and I haven't seen her yet, Jessie. That's why I asked you about it, and I'll be interested to see how the SA girls go against her. And that ball's high in the zone. Now, because it's a dead rubber, perhaps a bit of cat and mouse for both teams. Would you have played your strongest team tonight, Mark?
No, look, I wouldn't be throwing my strongest pitches. I think SA may have, but look, I haven't seen this young girl pitch either.
Outside for a ball, Jessie.
I would have a confident lineup.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Jessie. If you're the pitcher in this situation, you're the ace for the New South Wales team, are you saying to Coach Darren Crisp, give me the ball? Or are you saying save me for tomorrow night?
I think as a pitcher, you always want the ball in your hand, but I don't think you're going to use all of your pitches. A lot of times pitchers kind of work around the zone a little bit, hoping to get batters to chase, so that the next game you step up and you really throw your best stuff at them.
Would it be a chance to see a weakness in your opposition, or just size yourself up for the main event?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can learn a lot from throwing to batters, and you can also tell what pitches they like to swing at and what pitches they're going to chase. You can also tell what not to throw in certain situations. So,
well, that's a called strike that wasn't caught by catcher Maddie Baker. There's got to be a rule out there somewhere. If they don't catch it, it can't be a strike.
Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? It clearly wasn't in the zone. My question going back to the best teams is that this is an opportunity for the coaches to give second string position players a good opportunity to play, because if there's an injury, like we saw today with and that's popped up, and catcher Baker's underneath it, and unfortunately the wind got a little bit of that.
So you're right, Mark. It's a chance for these girls perhaps to get some game time that they haven't been getting during the week, but it's also giving them a chance to play into some form as well.
Yeah, play their position.
And you could be a dark horse to be a starter in the very next game. So you're right there, Mark. Give the guys a try that haven't got too much game time.
You could come out and have a really good game. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Maddie Baker there got a little turned around behind the plate trying to get that foul ball, but I believe the count is 2-2 or 3-2
full
now.
Count. Full count.
Well, great lead off so far from Jessie Keach. Fouls this one off, staying alive in the count, so want to see that from the lead off as often as you can.
Very Jordan Lambert-esque, this young lead-off batter. In stature, I would say, size-wise, fast, but taking the count right up and not afraid to have a swing.
Split grip, goes up the handle, and that one goes down the middle. Look, if she's got a little bit of Jordan Lambert about her, she's got a massive future ahead of her. The SA Stars beat Queensland today and secured that second spot, so in a mirror image of what we're seeing tonight, the Stars played New South Wales today in Perth, but they'll face them again tomorrow night in the 1-2 playoff game. So Stars, and Zoe Young is the hitter, and the centre fielder is in shallow and will take a catch. And not a bad piece of the ball, just got under a little bit. So I was just saying that the Stars will face New South Wales tomorrow night. Now, under new coach Morgan Young, the Stars have just performed terrifically well. 7 wins and 3 losses. Best result for a Stars team in the modern era. I'm talking over 25 years, maybe even longer. So congratulations to Morgan and his team.
Yeah, congratulations to the whole team, and the management as well. Morgan Young has got a very good head on his shoulders, and he's learned a lot in the last few years playing with the Nan Angels. So congratulations to the whole team there.
There is no doubt about it, Mark. The Nan Angels would have had a positive effect on Morgan Young, and so congratulations once again to the Stars. Good piece of the ball from Jenny Grays, the new hitter. She's at first base for the under-17s.
That's aggressive. I like that. Come up there and just pulled it hard, straight off the bat, to say.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of these South Australia and New South Wales girls, they go early in the count. So when they do swing, they go pretty hard. They're aggressive in the box, and that goes for both teams. That was an excellent change-up there by Grace Rickson. I think it dropped in a little low, though.
Look, she was going after it, there's no doubt about it, but I don't think she broke her wrist or went in front of the plate. So that was a good call there by the line umpire.
Well, these two teams have faced off just the once so far, as this is the last game of the minor round as well. High for a ball. And it was about halfway through the tournament, game 16 out of a 30-game tournament. New South Wales ran over the top of SA 7 runs to 0. It's a different ball game though tonight, where the lights will come on very soon, and New South Wales will be playing in front of a parochial home crowd. And Jenny Gray is thrown out by the New South Wales shortstop, Miguel. So 3 up and 3 down for both teams.
This is looking like a 1v2, isn't it? Like, this is quality fielding, it's good aggressive batting, and the pitching is up to a standard where you would expect for 1 and 2. So I'm liking it so far. The coaches remain positive, and it's looking good.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see pitchers at this point in the week. They've thrown a lot of games so far this week, and this is when you really get to see the depth of the bullpens that teams have. 2 games a day, you know, some teams get a little tired, but both of these teams and pitchers are looking really strong so far.
Going back to the start of your career, Jesse, how old were you when you started playing? You started playing at a good level. You played under 17s, juniors, like
yeah, so it's a little bit different in the States. There's 14 and under, 12 and under, 10 and under, and then it goes up every 2 years from there, so 16 and 18. Unfortunately, in the States, there's not a competitive club level for women. So you play up until you go to college, and you get recruited there. So I started playing, I played baseball for most of my youth, and then I switched to softball when I was about 11 or 12. So love the game. I've always been a pitcher. So it's always good to see young girls like this really come out and show their skills at a young age.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So in the box right now we have number 66, Hannah McKean, who is also playing third base tonight for New South Wales.
And she started out with a nice big swing there, no contact, but aggressive again.
There's movement already in the South Australian bullpen. Jessie Keach, who led off the first inning for South Australia, playing in the DP position for Zali Adams, the current pitcher. So maybe some predetermined activity and changes.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is Jessie usually not a pitcher for the South Australia team? But I think that's a smart move to not, you know, use too many pitchers tonight if you were going to be playing this team tomorrow.
Swing and a miss, and
dropped third strike, but got her out at first base there. I was about to say that Hannah was swinging like a clean-up number 4 batter, not afraid to swing and swing hard.
Is that 3 swinging?
3 swinging. Dropped third strike, got her out going to first as we see.
Aggressive early, but good work from Zali Adams.
Yeah, Emily Paul now the hitter, centre fielder.
Good pitch.
Low in the zone, and a called strike. So we can talk about the ladder as it stands right now. All other teams have played 10 games except for these two, who have both played the 9, and this is their 10th each. And we see that Queensland and ACT will play off for 5th and 6th. WA snuck into 4th place. Victoria in 3rd place. And 2 games clear is South Australia, and then another 2 games clear is New South Wales. So there's real separation between the top 2 teams, and almost a bit of a surprise to see Queensland missing out.
It's a good competition. Like you said, you've got that top half, the middle half, and the bottom half, haven't you? But again, like I said earlier, these two are just showing 1 and 2 qualities.
Is that the 3 halves, Mark? This one hit out to the right field, and Beck De Silva just sees that one foul.
We know there's 4 halves, James. I'm not going to fall for that one.
As we hear the New South Wales supporters in the crowd starting to get a little bit vocal, trying to get something going for their team. Paul just behind in the count early on, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Change of pace, and this one goes foul and out of danger, but we see catcher Zoe Young up quickly and ready to get for the ball.
They've got a few catches in the team, the South Australian under 17, sorry. You've got Peyton Daniels, who's playing 3rd base and normally catches with the Seacombe Tigers.
Yep. Neve Adams from Sturt.
Yep.
Sorry, I should say Port Pirie. So shout out to our viewers in Port Pirie. Neve Adams just on the bench. The younger sister of pitcher Zali Adams. You've also got Abby Mossman who can catch, and to go back to Silva who can catch. So there's plenty of options for Coach Sims should he require it. But looks like Zoe's been the #1. Jessie, would you say that? She's done the majority of catching?
Yeah, she's been doing really well this whole week behind the plate, helping out her pitchers anywhere that she can, so.
Oh, that's a good edge, and just a little outside. Paul having a bit of a smile on her face. She may have gotten away with that one. What do you think, Jessie?
I think that was a great pitch by Zali Adams. Aggressive hitter in the box, so going away like that was awesome, but just missed.
Another foul ball staying alive in the count. It goes full.
It's an unorthodox pitching style.
Yeah, Adams a little bit. She's really focusing on using her legs, I think, by dropping really low.
Yep.
I always think whatever you do in the beginning, as long as, you know, the basic mechanics are all there. And Zali Adams, she's an excellent pitcher, so she does well.
Again,
this one foul.
Change of pace there. She sort of almost reminds me of another fantastic legend of the men's game, Ray O'Loughlin. Uses his whole body, and very difficult to bat off when you see that man fold up.
He's a yoga master, and he uses it to his ability when he pitches. Yeah. No, if he is not playing softball, he's doing yoga.
Oh wow.
High for a ball. Great turn at bat from Paul. She'll arrive safely on first. That's the first runner aboard for the game.
Very disciplined batting, like you said, James. Not afraid to swing at a few, get the count up there, and just lay off. Very lucky with the one that clipped the plate, but you know, prepared to watch them.
Now batting number 18, Grace Rickson, who is the pitching tonight for New South Wales.
Shot up the middle and just out of reach of Adams, and then Fidge at shortstop. So first hit of the ball game from the pitcher. Rickson advances Paul to second. Statewide Super replay. This one's a great shot. You always love to see them off the bat going up the middle and out of reach.
Good effort by Fidge to get across there and make a play at it. The good thing about that, they kept them to second base, and centre field closed it in.
Yeah, the New South Wales lineup here is really swinging early, being aggressive at the pitches they want to see, and we'll see what happens here. What Zali Adams goes with.
Lennon looking aggressive in the box, ready to go.
Low and just out of the zone. So good hands from Lennon, just keeping a good eye on it and staying away from the ball. One ball, one strike to count.
This is a traditional New South Wales style of play, don't you reckon, James? Very aggressive, very clean, very sharp.
Swing and a miss.
Swing.
Could just see the versatility in Lennon. She could bunt attempt and swing away. So looks like she's got a couple of tools there. Great shot.
Oh,
Millie
knocked
Fitz
it
just
down,
puts that one
still
down.
4-3.
Can still play the lead runner, and it just throws off balance. So Millie Fitz climbs the ladder, just gets a glove to it. Statewide Super Replay. Let's follow the action here. Good piece of the ball, opposite field from Lennon, just out of the grasp, and she threw off balance, and Peyton Daniels was not going to get a play on that one. So yeah, it's tough to give that one an error, but perhaps on the throw.
Wild throw,
Yep.
6-5. But just rushed it the last little minute there. Peyton was calling for it, stretching out for it. Just got stuck in the hand, held it too hard. You know, sometimes when you really want to throw it hard, you squeeze it that little bit too much. But that was a very good effort. That saved the run. Let's be honest, it saved the run.
Yes. Looked like a little bit of a confusion for the runner there going to third base. It's hard to tell if that was in the glove or not from her angle, but she made it to third.
Good stop.
So Adams with her work cut out for her now. South Australia need a cheap out. There's one out.
Number
Loaded
45,
bases.
Georgia Barton in the box right now. Big situation for her, so hopefully she can come up for her team here. And Zali Adams trying to limit the damage with one out here.
Well, with one out, loaded bases, we'll be trying to roll the infield double here pretty quickly and have a bat. You got every corner to attack.
Swing and a miss. So Barton trying to get something in the field of play and perhaps try to score 1 or 2 runs for her team.
With one out here, the infield is playing in just a little bit. Hoping to go 4 here.
Oh, swing and a miss. The runner occupying first, so it's an automatic out, but just gets away from catcher Zoe Young, and first run of the ball game. Crossing the plate. Statewide Super Replay will just see a big swing and a miss up and out of the zone. Young not able to get back and get a throw away in time. So first run of the game to New South Wales. There's 2 out, runners on. Second and third for the number 9 hitter, Jade Jensen.
Well,
It's a good piece of this ball. Dhaliwal was under it, and just can't reach it. Just didn't get a read of it early enough, and 2 runs cross the plate with 2 out.
it's the dangerous end of the lineup. The SAs were still in, but the outfield was out a fair way. For a good batter too, a big, tall batter that can swing the bat. It's one of those bleeders, and they always seem to pop up around 8 and 9, don't they?
That is tough there. We're going to have assistant coach Steph Trzynski come out right now and talk to Zali Adams. I think in that situation, Zali did a great job of dealing with the batters. She had the back-to-back rise balls for the strikeout, but that got past Zoe Young, and then a pop-up to center. But tricky part of the field right there, wasn't able to make the play. So I think we're going to take Zali out of the game and save her for the rest of the week.
Well, we talked about predetermined moves and the plans in place. New South Wales have been through the lineup once. Out goes Zali, in comes Jessie. I wonder if she'll throw the rest of the game, or if she'll throw one through the lineup as well.
I'll just make an observation here. Take it how you want, viewers at home and guys here. If you just see the face just then on Zali Adams as she came out, she was happy. She's 3 runs down. She was smiling. She knew she's played her part for the team, and she walked off happy, and she's done her job. Now,
well, she has done her job because she created opportunities for her field as well, and you know, you don't want to say that a field has let it down. Unfortunately, the ball dropped in short. You know, there was a pitch that got away from the catcher.
Yep.
There was that sharp chance at shortstop.
Yep.
You know, they had their opportunities.
Yeah, 100%. That's just further advancing my point that I was about to make about the boys' game last night, where the boys dropped their heads a little bit too quickly for my liking, and they did that. And they sort of just, well, you could use to say, spat the dummy a little bit. No need for that. It's a team sport. Zali's still smiling.
Oh, on screen now, there's the SA dugout, and it is all smiles there. They're talking. They know their plans. You can tell that they're going through what's happening out there and what they're going to do. And at the front row there, the girls that were all smiles. So,
I mean, you got a good team there. Munro sitting in the front there. They're all having a chat. It's a good, positive, like you said, a dead rubber to a degree, but it's a very good game.
Yeah.
To play in and suss everybody out.
And they all know they get another shot at this tomorrow. Not saying that the game is anywhere near from over. You're sitting at the top of the second inning right now with only 3 runs. So I think as long as they keep up this positive energy, the game should continue to be neck and neck here. Yeah,
back to the top of the order, Maddie Baker, catcher for New South Wales, and the 9-hitter Jensen is on first base. Gets up to this first pitch, and it's line drive up the middle. The runner turned, and Dolwell had a play, but the runner quickly came back. Statewide Super Replay will show that Baker just lines this one, and it just comes off of Keach's glove, maybe.
Maddie Baker, fantastic shot. That was, I would have jumped out of the way myself. That was a cracking shot.
And way to be aggressive. First pitch that she saw, she took advantage of and drilled it right back up the middle.
Yeah, that's saying something, isn't it, Jesse? Like, it's the first pitch of the new pitcher. So.
Yep. And this is Jesse Keach's first time throwing in the tournament. So for the batter to just take that first pitch and really go with it, that was really good aggressive hitting.
Yeah, well, welcome to the Nationals. Yeah,
South Australia have used their battery wisely. They've got the 3 frontline pitchers in Munro and Fidge, as well as Adams. Keach and Gray are also pitchers, and
oh, good change.
Nice off speed right there from Jesse Keach. Little low.
Two out and a ground ball to shortstop. Out. It's an out, force out. It's a force out at third base was called. The innings is over. Jesse Keach knows it. No one else knows it. The force was made.
A little bit of confusion there. The girls continue to play it out the inning.
What's the replay here?
Yeah, let's have a look at the replay here. Fidge decides to play lead runner, and the out was made. Peyton Daniels was not aware.
Very close play though at third, wasn't it? It wasn't as convincing as we thought. I think the umpire signalled the out. Oh yeah, definitely out, but it was very close, and that's probably maybe the girls got a little bit confused. They didn't know if it was an out called out, or didn't realise there was already 2 down. But sides away, New South Wales have taken the diamond very, very quickly, and they look good. They look sharp.
I like that. I like that they hustle out there. Look at that coverage from Spacequake Sports. As I said before, the best softball coverage in the country, and we are very grateful. Perhaps we won't get David to show that replay again, but good call by the umpire.
Yeah, we always back the umpires here at the Nationals, and they're doing a fantastic job. We have had very, very good feedback on the live stream about the coverage from our interstate viewers, saying how good it would be to have some of this telecast in other states. So, fingers crossed.
So after an exciting inning for New South Wales, we have number 16, Millie Fidge, stepping in for South Australia, hoping to get some of those runs back for her team here.
Yeah, New South Wales putting 3 on the board. Good start to the second inning for New South Wales. Can they hold it in the field? Can they hold it together? I've been impressed by what I've seen so far in the tournament, just giving up the 8 runs in 9 games. Fidge goes after this one. It's high in the air. And trouble there for the third base player.
Not afraid to swing the bat. Number 16. It must be a prerequisite to swing the bat hard if you're number 16, James.
Yeah, Chelsea Robinson for the Stars wears 16. She swings the bat hard as well. Called strike, and Fidge just behind in the count here. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The breeze is settling down, or is it picking up? It's changed direction as it was earlier in the day, swinging around.
Well, the winds were about 50 kilometres an hour early today. Caused a bit of mayhem on the back diamond, a bit of a dust storm, and great special thanks to our grounds crew. And Jesse, we saw you on the rake earlier on today as well, so thanks for your help.
A little bit of raking, a little bit of line marking.
Getting heavily, pushed that one out to right field, born foul. A very good chase by the New South Wales Jade Jensen. You actually do a fair bit around the grounds, I've noticed, of late. The women's league that you play here on Wednesdays and Saturdays, you don't mind getting your hands dirty. You're always floating around softball.
School holiday clinics helping out.
Yeah, I got a lot of time on my hands. Anything I can do to help out with softball, so.
Get a break though in a couple of weeks. You're going to go up the East Coast.
Up the East Coast with
great change up. Rickson just had that one on a string.
That was a beautiful pitch.
Millie Fidge
that was
goes
a
down
great pitch there, especially with that at bat. Millie Fidge is not afraid to swing the bat hard, so this is an excellent pitch to throw in this situation.
Can you see she just backed off that and went, no, and it was a good one. And the crowd loved that.
Peyton Daniels gets a good piece of the ball out to right field. There's a 9-3 play for New South Wales to match the efforts of Indigo Beck-Silva from South Australia. Jensen in the play. Let's watch Daniels rip this one through opposite field. Good piece of the ball. Takes off, head down and runs to leg it out. That was very close. Good shot from Daniels, but well done.
Holding her own in the women's A grade too, isn't she, Peyton? Swinging the bat. I think one of Lee's favourites, I think.
And that just shows the aggression of both of these teams tonight. They both want to win. They're all playing hard, and everyone's being really aggressive tonight, especially the right fielders shooting the runners out at first base.
Simi Dhaliwal up to bat for South Australia, playing centre field tonight. Patiently watching this one.
Well, they're looking good, New South Wales. I think they might be trying to intimidate the South Australian team. No need. The positions are held, but I think they're flexing their muscle a little bit.
Well, they're on song early, aren't they? And ominous signs for the SA team as they chase 3 early, and New South Wales haven't missed a beat in the field so far.
It's a funny game though. You could be up for 3 or 4 innings and everything can be going your way, and then all of a sudden you cannot touch that ball no matter how hard you try.
Well, Dhaliwal got herself into a good count, 3-0. She watches that one go down the middle for strike 1.
Big swing. Good spot that one, Jesse, wasn't it? The pitch there was inside, it was low, just cramped her up.
Yeah, Rickson seems to be doing a really good job about controlling her locations in different situations. She is working around the batters a little bit, but is not afraid to be aggressive in the zone.
Payoff pitch for Rickson, and Dhaliwal fouls this one off, stays in the count. Full count with 2 out, no runners on.
It'll be interesting to see what she throws here.
High for a ball 4, and runner aboard for South Australia. That's Simi Dhaliwal and now they can start to build, can't they? It's once you break that open a little bit, you can start to use a couple of different offensive weapons, and looking to keep things going for SA is Michaela Collins.
Well, Collins has got a small strike zone too, so it's going to have to be really big and fat, right, for her to have a swing. Now, if she plays that into her advantage and gets the walk, you got 1 and 2, and that brings up, you know, number 7 batter. Oh no, number 8, Abby Mosman, who's not afraid to swing.
Michaela Collins looking quite focused and gets a great piece of the ball into the gap. Centre right, Simi Dhaliwal turns second. And she's going to turn for home and cross the plate. Michaela Collins is going to stand up at third. What a great piece of the ball. Another product of the SA Dragons program. Dhaliwal just got on her bike and turned second, looking for home straight away. Coach Butch Sims waving her in. Michaela Collins, the pocket rocket, stands up on third, a triple, and South Australia are on the board.
Great call, James. Very, very good call. She picked out that spot perfectly, didn't she? Right field was in again, because it's a small batter. Right field was in, and she just picked the spot. It went all the way to the fence. She got to the third. Congratulations. Very, very good hit, young lady.
Love the smile on Simi's face as she crossed the plate. This is Mossman for a called strike.
I was just saying before that Mosman's not afraid to bat. She took that one too and just smiled and said, yep, yeah, you're right, it was a strike, but I'm not worried. Let's see if she can bring a run home here and get us back to a 3-2 ball game.
Ooh. Change up that Mossman saw quite early and got a piece of it, and so just killed that one off. So he's behind in the count 0-2, Jessie. In this situation, what's your go-to pitch? Do you have one that you like to throw out of the zone to try and catch them chasing, or?
It depends on the batter. You can either go up and in. Rickson has a great rise ball, or she might stick with this off speed. And she went up.
And Mossman goes down swinging for the third out, but not before Michaela Collins rips one to the fence and then legs out a triple.
Fantastic hit. That'll be good for the SA team, and just give them a little bit of a pep in the step. They picked out the spots. New South Wales will think, well, hang on a minute, just because they're tiny or because they're tall or because of where they are, the ball can go anywhere. That was a fantastic shot.
Well, more movement in the SA bullpen, so perhaps another plan change coming up maybe. And who was that? Is that Munro going out?
Munro?
Yep, Munro going out to the bullpen. So I like it. The South Australian coaches aren't afraid to show New South Wales their aces. And Jessie Keach is just getting in a couple of innings as well in case she's required. But guys, while we've got a break in play, I want to take us over to Perth for the Gillies Shield. And you can join the conversation online, Softball Australia, social medias, hashtag Summer of Softball. New South Wales Fire Stars will finish top yet again. And we'll play off tomorrow in the 1v2 game against, yes, South Australia. The Stars have finished and secured second place with 7 wins. And then Victoria Titans, ACT Diamonds and the WA Flames are battling it out for that final 4 position. And as we see, Miguel ground out back to Jessie Keach.
That was a great off-speed by Jessie Keach right there. And number 64 thought she would get ahead on that, but weak ground out back to the pitcher. So
I was just saying that the biggest shock of the tournament is that Queensland Heat, who played off in the final last year, have finished bottom of the Gillies Shield this year. And what a shock and a surprise it is, and also great to see, because we like to see more teams up the top, obviously not for Queensland but for the rest of the country. And all my best wishes to the SA Stars who will battle it out for a top top 2, or if things go poorly, the worst they can finish is 3rd, but hopefully a top 2 finish for the SA Stars.
Yeah, 100%, James. That's a fantastic effort. I'm looking at the stats here. New South Wales, 85 runs for and 7 runs against. They deserve that top spot. They must have a very, very good defensive
and
side and offensive. I mean, it's an all-round team. And reflective of what we're seeing here tonight, a very professional outfit in the New South Wales side. So, SA Stars, congratulations. They've been training very, very hard for this.
Very hard for the past couple months, I believe.
100%. And Morgan has been thinking about this for a long time. I talked to him at football, I don't know, 12 months ago. We had a bit of a chat. And he had a plan in his mind before it was announced, and all that. It's coming to fruition. So good on you, Morgan Young. And good on Softball South Australia for backing him in and backing the team, the training schedule, the regime, the games up to it. We're sitting in 2nd spot, so it's all coming to fruition. Well done.
Definitely the right man for the job, and the table shows that. But what's interesting for me is that battle for 3rd and 4th spot. It could be any one of the next remaining 4 teams, because they're all on 3 wins.
It's so even, isn't it?
Queensland won't make it because of the runs against that they have. They've got the highest runs against for the tournament, 54. And 4 teams on 3 wins.
Yeah. And the Vic Titans have got one of our old friends and now foe, or still a very, very good friend.
Very close friend of Softball SA, Monica Perry, and we gave her a shout out the other day, and she is just a wonderful person, and I never thought I'd see the day that she'd throw against us, but the Stars were up to the challenge when they faced her. They beat her both times that they played them, and so I'm very pleased that she's playing, and I wish her all the very best of luck. But the SA Stars, wow, they've blown me away, and I'm just so super proud of Morgan and his team of officials, and also the players. And
great pitch, a little bit out there. They've gelled well, and that's what this team will do over the next few years as well. This young team will just gel well.
So after a great at bat there with a bunch of pitches, a 3-2 count, Hannah McKean, number 66, gets on base after a walk, which brings up Emily Paul, number 35, for New South Wales.
Well, we might get to the other tournament a little bit later that's being played in Perth at the moment. That's the under-15 regional. Zoe Young picks one up out of the dirt. Another change up from Keach, and fakes the throw back, and scuttling back was McKean.
I like that. Keep him honest.
Running bunt attempt. That's hit the bat.
Hit the bat. Hit the bat.
That should be out.
Hit the bat. Oh dear. We might catch her on the replay. It just hits the knob of the bat.
That was in fair territory as well when it hit the bat. They asked the question, but coaching staff must have missed it because they didn't come out. Be interesting to see what happens for here, because you give them a chance and New South Wales will jump on you. So
I'll take it.
A life for New South Wales. Fouls this one off, and Paul's already been on base once from a walk, and she's in a good count. Well, now even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Scoreboard's got it the other way, but our producer, David Muggleton's got it spot on, mate. He doesn't miss a trick. Great pitch, a swing and a miss, and a pick off is called.
Right away.
So McKean gets caught napping. Great throw over by Zoe Young, and aren't the SA girls happy with this? Statewide Super replay. Let's call the action here. A swing and a miss on a change up, and
that was a fantastic throw. Look at the tag. Look how low it was, James. And I just said to you before, I don't mind that. Keep them honest. Keep them honest. She took a bigger lead and went, uh-oh. So that's a good momentum shifter, a positive play. I'm excited.
Strike them out, throw them out. Back to back.
We can make some shirts. Can we make some shirts up like that?
Strike them out,
throw them out.
Got it.
I like it.
I think it's great for catchers to keep the runners honest, and in that situation, I'm sure the base runner was not expecting Young to gun that down to first base, and an excellent throw and an excellent tag.
We saw in the statewide super replay that first base coach for New South Wales, Wayne Warren, who is a friend of mine, he wasn't happy with that call, but perhaps he was also not happy with his runner either for just dawdling back to the base. A lesson learned. Yeah,
well, looking at the replay, it was a clear out, so he's disappointed, but not at the call, I don't think.
Maybe a little bit of justice for that bunt that the bat hit as she dropped it in fair territory. Indigo back to Silva to get things going in the bottom half of the third inning for South Australia.
Great spot in the lineup right now for South Australia. They got their 9-batter up right now, hopefully to get on base, and we can hopefully see this SA lineup come alive.
Great piece of the ball from Beck de Silva, and if we can have a look at the replay on that, I'll just talk you through the shift that New South Wales are playing. You see the third and second base players that are in, and Indigo Beck de Silva swings at this one, and it's out of reach of the second base player, so they might not be able to make that play again on Beck de Silva, as she's known for a short game, and she's able to put that one in the gap.
I love the way that the coaching staff of South Australia gave her the confidence to have a swing. They came right in. Have a swing, young lady.
Jessie Keach, aggressive, attacking that first pitch. It was high and she got a piece of it, so great intent here shown by the SA girls.
And Butch Sims, clever man, Port Adelaide coach. He'll be bringing in a little bit. The girls are playing well in the women's league locally. On top of the ladder, it's getting mixed up every couple of... Oh, here we go.
Change up that just sat up for Jessie Keach as she's able to make a sacrifice bunt. Beck de Silva was in two minds of which coach to look at, or look at the coach or look at the play, and sacrifice bunt advances her safely. Let's have a look at it on the statewide super replay.
Put it out there early, James, so wasn't afraid to show that there was going to be a bunt going on. Catcher came all the way up to third base and covered. Good reaction by that, but advanced the runner. Well done.
New South Wales doing this defense again, where second base comes in almost right next to the pitcher. Zoe Young not looking to swing at one that goes up and in, and Coach Sims barking out instructions to his runner, not giving a signal to Zoe Young, so she's obviously got a green light to swing away. First base right all the way back, so if this one goes down the line, if she can pull it down the line, she'll be in a foot race against the pitcher. Timeout called, so Sims can have a word to his hitter now. There is just the one out with the runner on second base and in scoring position. Can you lip read for us, Mark?
I was just about to I'm trying to part that mustache and see what he's saying, but
I'll try.
I think his brother's sitting at home. Great, he'd know what he's saying, wouldn't he?
Millie would definitely know what he was saying to the hitter. Now, look, Zoe, having a chat to the coach isn't a bad idea, because then it doesn't give away that, you know, there could be a signal, there could be something on. The pitcher's going to try and throw a waste pitch here. It's not going to be anywhere near the zone.
Now, if you see the defense here has switched back.
Switched, yeah. Change of pace, so as I said, nothing in the strike zone.
The problem with the first base being so close, if she pivots on one, it's going to go.
Second base is left-handed as well. That's an interesting pickup.
Oh,
from the call team, as and that's what helped her make that play when Beck de Silva turned second on that sacrifice bunt and made it a little closer than what it needed to be. A right-handed player would have had to completely turn around from that play at first, and got that throw off in a hurry. Zoe Young goes down looking. That was low, that was out, but close enough for the plate umpire to call. 2 out now. Runner still on second for the 3-hitter Jenny Gray.
It was a good comeback by the pitcher. I like that. That was I think it clipped the corner. It was a good out by New South Wales. A reward.
Jenny Gray gets after this one, but a ground ball straight back to Rixon for the third out. So South Australia threatened, but great defence from New South Wales as they get out of a bit of a jam. So after 3, New South Wales lead 3 runs to 1. What a great night. Look at that sunset on the monitor there. The skies with the blues and the purples and the pinks and the oranges, and
looks like cotton candy, or fairy floss you guys call it here, right?
Yeah, fairy floss, yes.
So not only do we have magnificent facilities here at West Beach, we've got the best sunsets as well. Great venue and location for a softball diamond, 5 minutes from the airport. We're on the beach, we're just a couple hundred metres away from the beach, and the shopping at Harbour Town and Glenelg, and just a stone throw away from the city and what that's got to offer, as well as, of course, the Adelaide Hills, the Barossa Valley.
Well, it's well known, some of those things that you're stating. It's a beautiful state to be in.
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else playing softball in South Australia. And we're bringing you the Esther Deason Shield, the Arthur Allsop Shield in this Under-17 National Championships. Grand Final days on a Friday this year. That's exciting as well, normally on a Saturday. All right, let's get back to the action. And Grace Rixon, the pitcher, up to bat. She ripped a single, first turn at bat, up the middle. Pitchers that can hit, Jessie. When are we going to see you swing the bat for Walkerville?
Hopefully I can have an at bat pretty soon. It's been a year or two.
Big swing and
or
a mix.
A few. So, but Coach Sue Thompson has insisted I wear an arm guard since I swing lefty. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, I look forward to seeing that. And Rixon grounds this one off. Daniels gets a bit of a glove to it, but just out of reach. Did well to get a glove to it, but couldn't take it cleanly, and Rixon aboard safely.
Well, it's the hot corner, isn't it? It's known that for a reason, and they come at you hard and they come at you fast. She's wearing the face guard. Did well to get a glove to it.
Well, timeout called. And the pitcher and catcher just want to have a chat, and that'll give the New South Wales hitter Keely Lennon an opportunity to have a chat to Darren Crisp. Playing second base, left-hander at second base. She reminds me of Courtney May a little bit.
Yeah.
Left-hander, and although Courtney bats right, that throws left is what I'm talking about. Short in stature, got that long ponytail.
Excellent change up there by Jessie Keach. She's really trusting that pitch to throw off these New South Wales batters, and I think it's working for her.
Aggressive batting, like Courtney as well. Not afraid to get up there and be confident in the box.
Shows Bun and a big lead off from Rixon at first. There's no way that Coach Chris would be getting her to steal. Doesn't want to chance his luck on the pitcher. I reckon when you get your turn at bat later on in the season, Jessie, that pinch run will come on immediately. Coach Tomlinson is a Hall of Famer after all. Great shot, pulls this one deep, far. Indigo Beck to Silver's in close. She's got a job to do, but picks it up on the bounce. And the throw's going to come in, but the run will score. Perhaps a chance at the plate from Mossman, but she decided to go to the relay instead.
What a great hit. What a great hit.
Got under it, got way over the top of the outfielder.
And watch on the statewide super replay, head down, and it's just going 100 miles an hour. You're right though, James. If we would have turned first base side with the throw, could have had a play at home.
Well, looks at that, just a helmet there on the replay screen, and hesitate a little bit around third, but scored easily in the end. Okay, next hitter is Georgia Barton for New South Wales, strikeout victim, her first turn at bat, playing first base. Swing and she's carried that. See, that's a very interesting call. It fouled up straight away, and she carried it for a few steps. So interesting to see.
Saying it hit her first in the box.
In the box. Well, if you're going to get, that's the place to get hit. All right, Jessie Keach, who's ahead of the count now, 0-2. Let's see if we see another change-up. That seems to be a bit of a weapon. She goes high and fast, and this one's coming close to us here at the commentary position. Heads up to our scorers, to our left, and wonderful job that they're doing. Oh, good replay shows. Statewide super replay, but let's just leave that, I think.
Was I wrong?
Too close to call.
Okay.
All right, runner still on third for New South Wales. There's no outs. Good, there's that change of pace from Jessie. Just trying to keep Barton guessing and not letting her get comfortable. She's got a few pitches to play with here.
This is where it gets dangerous. If you start throwing a few change-ups, a few loose ones, and it goes behind you, you've got to get in quick.
Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout for Jessie Keach. She struck out 2. That's the third strikeout of the game for the SA defense.
Same batter too, I think.
Yeah, Jade Jensen now the 9-hitter playing right field for New South Wales. She got a great shot to centre field her first turn up at bat, and 1 out now. Plenty happening in this game. It's made for some intriguing softball, and the matchup tomorrow night. What a great change up there from Keach. The matchup tomorrow night. We have confirmed with Spacequake Sports that we will be showing this game, not the 8 o'clock game as originally
scheduled,
announced and scheduled. Yeah, we're going to bring you the SA New South Wales 1v2 game. So we're going to see these two teams in action again tomorrow night at 5 p.m.
That will be a cracking game. That will be side A versus side A, won't it?
Yeah, and right there, Zoe Young, the catcher, really keeping these base runners honest.
I like it. I said it before, and she just fired one to third base then, Turgee. Jessie, bit risky though, if your left fielder doesn't know what's going on.
It is a bit risky there, but Young's been pretty accurate with her throws, so she's really shooting them down to these bases, trying to get these lead runners.
This one is high and fouled off and will land safely. And Jensen with a life. She's swinging hard, and she's definitely going to be one to watch for the SA team over the coming days in the final series. And really looking forward to what's going to be on offer tomorrow night. Both teams may not be at their full strength tonight, or they're playing it a little low-key.
Bit of cat and mouse.
You almost feel that a couple of them are holding something back. I'm not saying that both teams aren't putting on a great display tonight, because it's first-class softball. But, you know, good teams lift in finals, don't they?
Well, it just shows you what we're in for tomorrow night. If they're only playing at 80% at the moment, just
great piece of the ball, and a second hit of the ball game for Jensen. An RBI single. She's got to stretch it into a double. Stands up safely.
I wouldn't mind playing at 80% if I bat like that. Well, congratulations. That was a great hit.
The signs for New South Wales are great. It's the bottom order that's doing the damage here tonight. They've put 5 on the board. They're still going with 1 out when a runner in scoring position. Going back to the top of the order, and Maddie Baker. Now this is where we saw a change in the pitching staff, so maybe that plan is for Jessie to go a little longer than what Zali Adams did. So Zali through 9. Keach is throwing to her 10th.
They've got a very good batting stance and style, New South Wales. I wonder if they've got a designated batting coach or something they learn, but it's they've all got a very similar aggressive swing.
Yeah, when they do swing, they seem to make pretty good contact, even if even if they open up and they pull it a little bit foul, they make contact when they swing. So swinging hard, being aggressive in the box.
High for a ball now. No disrespect to Jessie, she's doing a great job for SA. This is their 4th string pitcher, and she's probably a first choice infielder as well. So, so definitely not playing full strength team here, South Australia, and
she's doing a good job though.
Well, this blooper's going to go just over the head of third base player Peyton Daniels, and good bare hand take from shortstop Millie Fitch, getting across to that one before New South Wales can advance anywhere. So runner on second doesn't advance, but runner, the hitter, is aboard safely with her second hit.
And that come right off that, either the handle or the butt of the, because she's holding her hands and shaking them and trying to warm them up.
I think that one stung just a little bit coming off the bat.
Yeah, the scoreboard's showing 16 degrees, and that breeze just adds a little bit of chill factor. So probably feels like about -11 at the moment. I've got the hoodie on, you've got the thick jacket. Here's Jessie just sitting in a t-shirt.
Yeah, just rocking out in a shirt.
But she's leaning on her jacket.
I have a jacket, I just haven't put it on yet.
Is it winter back home?
It is winter back home. I looked earlier today and it was about -5.
-5?
I think that's your Celsius, if that sounds
-5?
about right. Yeah, -5, -5. I'm used to Fahrenheit, so it's about 30 back home.
Cold.
But it's been very nice being here in South Australia and just skipping right over winter and continuing to play softball year-round. So,
Conica for New South Wales grounds to shortstop, and Fitch has to be quick. Safe is the call. She's quick. Advances safely, or gets aboard safely, advancing both runners.
She runs it out, doesn't she?
Didn't attack it. This is a slow roller. She let the runner go past her. If she collided with that runner at all, that runner would have been out. I'm not saying force some contact, but if she's going for the ball, she's got the right of way. The runner has to make way for her. So interesting play that she didn't attack, but no score, no damage just yet, but there is the one out. So it's loaded bases. So SA defense have a couple of options here. And we go to Alyssa Miguel. Eight hits in 4 innings so far for New South Wales. Great change up from Jessie. 8 hits. Jessie, what do you think?
Coming out of the New South Wales lineup.
Yeah, a couple of bloopers.
Couple of hits here and there. But again, Jessie Keach is doing an excellent job trying to keep these batters off balance with her changeup. She is not one of the SA's aces, I would
faster
say,
pitches, a little less movement than the other 3 as well.
I think if anything, throwing Jessie Keach tonight will give these batters a lot to think about coming into tomorrow. They haven't seen their aces yet. And
great piece of the ball. This one's going to go to the fence and it'll probably clear the bases. Yeah, 3 runs are going to score. And Miguel stands up on third, a 3-run triple. And New South Wales have put on a 5 spot in this inning, and there's only the 1 out, so great piece of the ball just out of reach for Millie Fitch, who was playing tight on the line because of the loaded bases, and nothing that SA defense could do about that. The fence is at 230 feet here at West Beach.
Another aggressive batting style and stance and swing, and it's just connected beautifully. So credit to the New South Wales girls for swinging and not afraid to swing. We've got O'Hara Munro coming on, James.
Yeah, Jessie Keach went through the 12 batters, and we thought we might see a change, and it is Munro that's going to come in, and she started the season pitching for the A-grade club Seacombe Tigers here in Adelaide, and shouldered the load for about 10 games before import Kim Reeder came in. We've heard from Kim Reeder on the call so far for this Under-17 National Championship, and what impressed me about Munro is that she was not fussed whatsoever, that she was playing 3 ages above her normal age bracket, and playing in the A-grade competition, as well as playing school, as well as playing in the other under-17s, and she just kept on going. Didn't matter if the teams put, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 runs on her. Didn't matter if she was throwing 8 or 9 or 10 strikeouts in a game. She just kept going about it.
Well, in saying that, with all respect, it was like workhorse-like. She thrived off it. She had a buzz about playing the. Look, she played a lot of televised games too. She was playing Wednesday night, featured in a lot of the Wednesday night games, and started off, and she did a very good job. They won. I think they got a couple under their belt. They won a few. They lost a few. So good on her, and that would be a great experience coming into these nationals.
Yeah, I think at her age, it really shows her commitment to the game. She has no problem asking for the ball, getting the ball handed to her, and stepping into the circle. So I think in this situation even, she knows she's probably going to be throwing a lot tomorrow. She has no problem coming into this game right now and attacking this New South Wales lineup.
Well, New South Wales, Hannah McKean is up to bat, and
Hannah McKean playing third base tonight.
this is a good battle shaping up already, and Munro looking for low in the zone and trying to get a couple of cheap strikes early in the count, but good batting so far from McKean. Good hitting count, and do that and change of pace, gets away from Munro, and the run crosses the plate. So 6 for the inning and 9 for the game. It's a 9-1 ball game in favour of New South Wales, but I mean, let's reiterate this point that this, oh gee, that was way off, but let's reiterate the point that this is a dead rubber. These two teams will face off again tomorrow night for the right to first passage through to the grand final in the Eleanor Mackenzie Shield, and great excitement for softball in South Australia. We played off in an under-17 grand final a couple of years ago. Tanya Hood's team with daughter Georgia Hood was pitching and hitting in that tournament. She's playing for the Stars this week. She hit a home run in a game that it was 1-0, so that she's added to the performance of the Stars, and she'll play in the under-19s later on this month, and pretty safe to say that she'll probably be an Aussie selection for the under-19 Junior Women's World Championships.
You would hope so, because she deserves it. She deserves it. She's putting in, and she's getting the rewards.
Well, MVP of the under-19 Nationals last year, and playing Open Women's this year in preparation for her under-19s, and she's adding value to that Stars team, and we wish them all the best.
There's a lot of talent. Three Aussie Travelodge, 3 Aussie Spirit Travelodge
Travelodge Aussie Spirit players in, or squad members in the Stars team. There's 4 in Perth at the moment. 4. There's 5 in South Australia. Steph Drzinski on the injured list. Assistant coach, just again, commitment to this sport and giving back. She's under-17 coach. As we just see that this ball here, McKean just hits a ball to third base Baden Daniels for the second out. No runners on board. The bases are cleared, and that was courtesy of the Miguel triple, and just a pass. Well, this one pops up, and that may even come back to us, Jim. No.
I think we're good.
Emily Paul is the hitter. Yeah, Travelodge Aussie Spirit representatives, there's 4 over there with the Stars at the moment. Chelsea Robinson, Belinda White, Maddie Cameron, and Jordan Lambert.
So that was just going to my point. It's a very strong team, and she's holding her own, hitting dingers. You know, getting warmed up for the
batting 4.
Batting 4, yeah, it's always a good sign.
Yeah. So the scoreboard shows 9 runs to 1, and it's courtesy of the 6 runs in this inning. This ball is off the end of the handle, and Millie Fitch takes a comfortable catch. So that'll do it for New South Wales in the top half of the 4th inning. But they've done the damage. They've put 6 on the board and flexed a bit of muscle, guys.
And they flexed it, didn't they? But they looked professional when they did it. Now, I don't want to see this game blow out, and I don't want to see it get a little bit tatty, because it's been very, very good quality softball so far. And I'm excited. If they're, like I was saying before, 80%, tomorrow night, they're going 100% because they want to get into that grand final. It's going to be a cracking game.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so we've mentioned the Stars and how well they've done in the Gillies Shield. Let's go over to the under-15 regionals, playing at the same time at the same venue as the Gillies Shield. It's the under-15 regionals, and it's a good concept because it allows states to send more than just the one team. So New South Wales always very strong. They're sitting top and second on the ladders there. Metro Orange and Metro Green in top space. Actually, Metro Orange went through undefeated, 10 games, 10 wins. Then the two Queensland teams sitting in third and fourth, the Flames and Fire. Equal on points with Metro Green are the Flames, and one game behind them, the Fire and SA Red. So SA Red played off in the final last year, and that was under the coach of Morgan Young as well. Jordan Lambert coached that team the year before as well, so they had some great coaching, and half this team playing tonight for South Australia played under both those two coaches. So we wish them all the very best of luck in their tilt for under-15 regional finals, and the top 5 play off, and the bottom 6 will also play off, where South Australia Blue are finished with 3 wins and 7 losses. We take away a senior age team and a junior age team, so those girls have performed very well considering that they are a bottom age team playing in an under-15
Well, they're
tournament.
not bottom, they're 4th from the bottom, so they've handled themselves very, very well.
Yeah, so great results out of Perth in the under-15 regionals, and of course the Gillies Shield.
I think that's excellent that they have under-15s at the same venue as the Open Women's, because then these younger girls get to see the top softball being played, and they get to learn a lot from watching really competitive softball. So I think that's excellent.
Well, the Stars are great role models as well. Some team for our junior girls to look up to. Majority of the girls are involved in the Dragons program as well, junior development program that we have here in South Australia. And we're so proud of it, and the effort and the work that's gone into it, and everyone who's been involved, and bringing South Australia back into contention in all age groups as well. So we've got a team in the under-15s in the finals. We've got our under-17 girls who will finish second, and the Stars finished second as well after the minor round. So a big finals campaign coming up for SA, so we wish them all the very best. Now, that was Millie Fitch leading off the bottom half of the 4th inning for South Australia. She goes down, swings. She had a great turn at bat, so that's 1 out, and a change is being made. We're going to see Cara Schultz come in for a swing.
Now, Cara Schultz is not afraid. The Sarge, I call her. Sergeant Schultz is not afraid to swing the bat. She got a statewide super player of the game on one Wednesday night, James. I interviewed her after the game and said congratulations. I think that was the first game that Kim Ritter, well, maybe the second game Kim Ritter pitched, and Cara was catching to her and got the statewide super player of the game.
Well, how's Cara's like? Last year was her first under-17 nationals, and she got a facial injury playing third base in game 2 of the tournament. That ended her tournament. And so it's been 12 months in the waiting and the making for her. She's done a tour to Japan, and she's gone through the programs, and this young lady had rolled her ankle earlier in the tournament, so she spent a lot of time on the bench, and she's probably, I don't want to say it, I'll put the commentator's curse on it, but one of the hitters in the lineup that Coach Sims would have been looking to
100%.
before the tournament started to stand up for SA. So let's see how she goes. She gets a turn at bat before the final series starts.
Well, let's not jinx her. Let's have her time in the sun.
High for a ball, so she's watched patiently to a 2-1 count.
And this won't phase her. She's a Wednesday night specialist, isn't she? She likes it under the lights. She likes his diamond. She can hit.
She's a great batter, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can catch all the Adelaide competition action live every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. The season gets back underway in February. Swing and a miss there from Cara Schultz, and all the way through until the end of March, where the final series will happen. And the lady to my left is sitting pretty on top of the ladder for the Adelaide Club competition. So Walkerville are defending champions, and so no pressure, Jessie.
Not bad. Not bad rolling in late into the tournament, strolling into a team, you know what I mean? Relaxing now, getting plenty of sun.
Yep, getting plenty of sun, enjoying my couple weeks off here, but definitely ready to come back and see how the rest of the season unfolds for us.
It's a long break, isn't it?
It's a very long break.
7-8 week break from the last game before Christmas to the first game back. It's the entire school holiday period. That one started high, then it looked out, and umpire just rung it up for a KC. So we've done it again with the commentator's curse. Let's see the statewide super replay, high and then out of the zone. So
pitching change, have we?
After those 2 back-to-back strikeouts, we're going to have a pitching change for New South Wales.
Look, I wouldn't mind seeing that front on, because Cara was pretty confident that that was outside.
In the end, not a bad pitch. Just from our view, it's just slightly off centre, but you can't let the umpire, you can't put your luck in the umpire's hands, can you?
No,
100%. You've got to protect your zone, and
no, that was a strike.
It was the change of pace that got her.
With a great hitter like Schultz in the box, I think that's an excellent pitch by Rickson. You want to keep it out, you want to keep it low. Or it was a little bit up there, but
well, it tailed away, didn't it? Tailed away.
It definitely tailed away. Had good pace on it, with a little bit of off speed. So definitely a smart pitch to throw there, and I think Schultz should have taken her chances there.
We've got a new pitcher on the mound for New South Wales warming up, James.
Yeah, Charlie Orsini is the pitcher, and guys, just remind me if I start talking about any of the batters and how well they played, just give me a reminder not to keep my mouth shut, so so we can stop putting the mocker on them as they come into the box, because the SA girls deserve every single chance that they get, because they've worked their butts off in this off season and in preparation for this national championships. Simi Dhaliwal will face up against Orsini. Be interesting to see the bag of tricks that this New South Wales pitcher has. Look at her, the intimidating stance, yeah, and the pink face guard. She pointed at the catcher after one pitch. She's pumped up, isn't she? It's a dead rubber, but she hasn't lost any feeling or emotion.
Sutherland Finch-esque.
Yes, very much so. Very aggressive.
Her nickname's the Bulldog too, Sutherland Finch. Dhaliwal non-phased as she has a cut at this one that goes foul.
I've watched Orsini throw a little bit this week, and she's definitely a passionate pitcher. She has a lot of fun out there. She talks to her field, which I always think is great, talking to your infield and your outfield, and definitely aggressive.
Well, she's light on her feet. She's jumping around after each pitch, and you are right, she's pointing. Good on her. She's got a very unorthodox sort of throws it from the back of her hip. Is that where, like, it's sort of like she's...
Looks like Softball Australia Hall of Famer Mel Roach. With the way she really leans into that drop ball, and look at that. She just intimidating stance and the big huff and the big puff, and a bit of a change of pace that Dhaliwal's able to dispatch, but it's foul. So she's ahead of the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And an impressive start so far from Orsini.
Look at her, having a chat out there to everybody.
I think it's excellent, especially for a younger pitcher. Have a little bit of confidence out there, shows that she's in control.
I like the pink face guard too. That's sort of
pink face guard, pink
glove. It gives her a presence, doesn't it? It's just, she says, oh, I'm here, I'm puffed up, I'm ready to go.
And it's the point again. You know, actually, you know who it reminds me of? A name you might be familiar with, Lisa Fernandez.
Yes, absolutely.
She bounced around and she pointed, and the only thing she's missing is the rosin bag at the moment.
Give the final start tomorrow. Give it a time. Give it time.
Well, she's struggling a little bit with that down ball. She's gotten away from the catcher this time round.
Quick trip down to MC Sportswear tomorrow and grab a rosin bag.
Yeah, that's your softball specialist, isn't it, here in South Australia. Great supporters of Softball SA for many, many years. They really get behind our sport, and they also supply us with some apparel and some equipment. And
the home run competition, give away bats.
Home run derby sponsor and an award sponsor as well. So we really thank our partners here in Softball SA, and you'll see the signs on the fence and in the background, Statewide Super in the background of that shot as well. Great supporter of women's sport in South Australia. All right, full count now. So Orsini has gone through 5-6 pitches here, and Dhaliwal dialed in. Gets a hitter, it's a strikeout, and then she pumped up. Look at it come off, that's another ball. She's, look at it bouncing around, and great to see the passion and the excitement.
Gee, she was, I wouldn't want to keep her on the dugout too long tomorrow. She sprung out of there, look at her. Great work too. She's getting behind the crowd, sorry mate.
Statewide Super replay showed the down and in, so she got a handle on that one that got away from the catcher a couple times earlier in the count, and she nailed that one, didn't she? And Dhaliwal she wasn't far off it, but I think the pitch got her, and well done to Orsini.
Is Orsini their number one?
I'm not completely sure. I know they have a good bullpen in New South Wales, but I've seen a couple pitchers throw this week for them. I definitely think she's one of their aces that they, as you can tell, she has quite the presence out on the mound. She comes out with a lot of energy. She wants everyone to know that she's on that mound and she's in control. So we will see as the rest of the week goes on who their ace really is and who steps up for New South Wales.
Well, the wind is blowing, and as I mentioned earlier, it's 16 degrees, and the finals will start tomorrow, so you know, we can't complain about the weather too much because it's been perfect really, except for a slight strong breeze that's stuck around in the afternoons and the evenings, but amazing conditions, and the field looks great, and we've got a new hitter coming in for New South Wales. Oh, this is the pitcher. This is Charlie Orsini. Well, the helmet says 80. Maybe it is. She's huffing and puffing again.
Yeah, it's 80. Yeah,
yep,
it is. Orsini.
Yep. Orsini. So that the pitcher comes in to pitch with that big strikeout. Now she gets a swing of the bat, and you know, I think it's great to see. I actually really think that pitchers that can hit, you know, just add a new element or another element to a team, and you know, we see that Andrew Kirkpatrick, who's probably one of the best pitchers in the world, is also one of the best hitters in the world as well. And
look at our own backyard. We've got Jared Farrell, who pitches, you know, 130k bullets. Look at that.
Oh, she can hit too. This one's going to go to the fence and left field for South Australia. Michaela Collins has to chase this one down, and she slides in a little late, but safely. Timeout called.
Oh, well done. Well done, young lady.
Rips the ball down the left field line. What a great swing by Orsini. She is going to be a player to watch tomorrow. Turns second, and she's not stopping. Late slide, and
we said at the start of the game, if they're going to come in and get your opportunity, there's going to be people that are going to make their mark, aren't they? We're not sure if she's a starting player, if she's an off-the-bench player, but she has proved tonight, right now, she needs something tomorrow, doesn't she? She wants to start.
Keely Lennon back up to bat for New South Wales. She hit that moonshot to the fence. The right side last time, the 3-run RBI triple, and she goes opposite field. She can hit them long. This one's going to go to the fence as well.
She's going to look home, Jim.
Michaela Collins has had an absolute workout the last 2 batters, and she slides in safely as New South Wales extend their lead by another run. It's 10 runs to 1. Timeout called, and the South Australian defence has got Neve Adams out there, so a new face for the SA defence, a new shortstop, and wow, New South Wales are just putting the foot down, aren't they? They want to get out of here.
Technically perfect. Swung the ball, swung the bat, and then looked straight at the coach and said, "Where am I going?" He said 3. And when she rounded second, all she was doing was looking at her third base coach, and he said, "Get down, get down, get down." So, great work. Very disciplined. South Australia will take a lot out of this game. Ooh.
Big swing and a miss. New hitter for New South Wales.
Oh, nothing's happening here.
Mackenzie Walker. Sorry?
There was no dead ball called, nothing called.
Yeah, foul ball.
Was it a foul ball?
Yeah, foul
It
ball.
was foul ball, yeah.
Oh, she didn't signal it. Sorry, my fault.
No worries there. So Mackenzie Walker coming in for a pinch hit for New South Wales. So both coaches going to their bench and getting them all some game time so they can, you know, just stay focused. You know, they're staying in the game and they can they take it into tomorrow. But New South Wales will go in with some momentum. They've already beaten South Australia once so far this tournament, 7-0, and gee, they've been quite dominant tonight. Big cut from Walker that goes foul. They've got to go into the final tomorrow night as favourites, the major semi-final.
They deserve it, but SA will take a lot out of this. They know that they need to be on 100% because they've got the opportunity to play them twice. Tomorrow night, they win again. If they lose, they play off to play another opportunity to play them again. So they've got 2 cracks at them. So,
yep, the ladder shows Victoria and WA in 3rd and 4th position. So they'll play off as well. And it will be the loser will finish 4th of that game. The winner will go through and play the loser of the 1-2 game.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. So even if SA lose tomorrow night, they've got the opportunity to play either Vic or Western Australia to play New South Wales again in the grand final.
Well, that's if they lose.
I'm just saying. I said if they lose.
If they lose.
If they lose. If they don't win tomorrow night, that was my. We may check the Spacewake replay.
We won't go to the replay for that. But we did announce just a little earlier that just slightly different to the way that the schedule of all 8 o'clock games here on Diamond 1. We're actually going to show this 1v2 major semi-final tomorrow night at 5 o'clock instead of 8 p.m. So South Australia, New South Wales, we're going to see back-to-back games between these 2 teams. And Munro is still going to work here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Walker's had a couple of big swings and a few fouls.
The men, New South Wales men's, won the last
John Reid Shield,
didn't they?
Open men's, yep. And they won the last under-17 boys, which we're hosting here as well. So very strong softball state, New South Wales. They've got the largest membership in the country. And they just keep producing quality players out of New South Wales. So they're always tough to beat. And, you know, you'll love to hate them, but at the same time, I mean, I've learned over the years that, you know, we're all a softball family, and I've made some really good friends out of New South Wales, and I'm sure they're all first-class people as well as players.
From pinch hitter, Mackenzie Walker. She went a couple of foul balls, really protected the zone there, and ended up with a walk from.
Yeah, got behind in the count. It was 1 ball, 2 strikes, and then she managed to take a few pitches in a row and earn herself a walk. Well, Jade Jensen, who has been hitting a storm so far this game, a single at first turn, then a double. Both rocketed shots out to centre field, and she looks very comfortable in the box, and a great weapon to have in the 9 spot, isn't it? A player that's able to get on base and hit long balls. We'll keep going back to the Nan Angels. We saw Scott Radigan in the top of the 7th hit a home run in the World Masters Game Grand Final to keep us 1 run in it. Then it was a back-to-back home run actually to take it into this tiebreaker inning. But nine hitters, the number 9 hitter that can that put the ball into play, extra bases, is so important for any lineup.
Well, we saw it earlier tonight. They're number 9. I was about to say this is where it gets dangerous, and they got the first hit of the game, or the first runs through from the 9 hitter. Yeah, you're right. That was a fantastic final, that one, James. Back to back, you were the 2nd home run, so congratulations to you. I still watch that game and cry.
It's not why I mentioned it, but thanks, Fark. Thanks, Mark. I think mine went a little further than Scott's as well, by the way. Jesse, when you're facing a 9 hitter, do you feel a little more pressure that, you know, must get this out because I don't want to go back to the top of the lineup?
Yes and no. I think the amount of times that you limit turning over a lineup, you want to limit the at-bats that, you know, hitters get to see you, but I never underestimate the bottom of the lineup. I think those girls, you know, hitting 7, 8, 9 are just as aggressive as the top of the order of any lineup.
Great piece of the ball here by Jensen. Centre fielder gets underneath it, takes a good catch and fires it in, but the runner crosses the plate and scores. Lennon it was on a sacrifice, and just checking to see if the runner tagged up or not. Umpires looking at one another. Your call. Will be safe if none of them saw it. Safe is the call. Let's see if we can catch on the statewide super replay. Looked like she tagged up to me. So a good catch out there by centre fielder. Is that Dhaliwal out at centre field, or is there a change? I think there might be a change.
It looks like Dhaliwal.
No, that looks like Simi out there.
It's like Simi. SA girls all look outstanding in their red and navy and gold uniforms. Best dressed team here at the championship. So original leadoff hitter Baker for New South Wales as the ball just spills out of the glove of the right fielder back to Silver, and unfortunately another runner aboard for New South Wales as another big inning continues. They've scored 2 so far and 2 runners on board, and there's just the 1 out. Cornaker now back up to bat. It's the 4th time round for New South Wales, and gee, they're getting their licks in tonight.
Number 72, Nicole. Good swing there. Very confident swing. We were saying last night when we were watching the boys' SAWA game that there's a lot of lefties coming into, you know, the game now. We're seeing it through the good teams have got some real strong left-hand batters, whether they're running bunts, whether they're swinging hard. How do you go, Jesse, facing such good and more left-handers, or is it in the States, is it 50-50?
I think in the States, especially in college, there's a lot of left-handers. I think, especially over the past couple of years, there's been an increase in lefties. You got a lot of lefty slappers, power hitters. It can go both ways. And I think it's definitely something that younger pitchers work on, facing a batter standing on the different side of the plate. I know sometimes I have a hard time going up and in on batters on the left-hand side, so.
Well, Munro fields this one well, and it's a big play. Show me the ball. The umpire wants to see it. A big punch out. As the runner from third took off on the ground ball back to the pitcher.
Wasn't happy too, James, as the coach came over to intervene. She was about to say something to the umpire. Let's have a look at that. I think she...
Well, Mackenzie Walker it is. Munro makes the play. Gee, she really tried to barrel the fielder as well, didn't she? She hit it hard.
We'll see it on this replay up into the right corner. Well, she makes the tag and she comes back 100 miles an hour. It's underneath. Laid on it, pushed it down.
Well, I'm not sure what she's complaining about. It looked out to me. Okay, so that's 2 out now, and this one is just a foul ball, just off the handle for the hitter for New South Wales. McKean, 2 runners aboard, and we've got a courtesy runner out there at second for Maddie Baker. There's a quick timeout called, and is Zoe just talking to Ara, just settle down just a little bit. There's the replay again. Great play, Munro, just forcing the runner back to the base. Let's remind our viewers that the international run-ahead rule is 7 runs after 5 innings, and so we're in that territory. So in the 5th inning, they've put another couple of runs on the board, and they're now 10 runs ahead, New South Wales, and looking quite comfortable. So if South Australia can keep New South Wales down to no more runs, SA's got 3 outs to make up 4 runs. and they've only given up 8 or now 9 for the competition so far. So they've got their work cut out from the SA girls.
Stranger things have happened, but I wouldn't imagine it's going to happen tonight.
Well, they just keep cutting, don't they? And the runner's taken off on the pitch or on the bat of the ball. And this is a new hitter actually for New South Wales. It's Natalie Armstrong swinging the bat, number 44.
It would be nice to see the South Australia lineup come alive in the bottom half of this inning, but again, New South Wales is a very strong defensive team, so I don't know if we are going to see that tonight.
This one's going to drop foul, but safely out of the reach of the SA defense as all 3 players run hard for that ball. So there's still a little bit of fight out there from the SA girls, and that's great to see. So the SA coaching stuff, what do they do from here? Do they go away from tonight knowing that, you know, well, we weren't giving it everything, but, you know, it would have been nice to reduce the hits of New South Wales, get a couple more than what we did already. A strikeout swinging, Munro gets the victim, and that'll do it for New South Wales in the 5th, but SA with their work cut out, they're down to their last 3 outs.
I think what they'll do, James, is they'll go in. If this was their plan, like we said, to rotate after the first 9, and then rotate again after the second 9, and then bring O'Hara Munro in, they'll look at that as a whole. They'll look at that and go, okay, that plan worked, not too bad. We also will look at the errors and how they got their runs more than, because there's a lot of safe hits out there. It's not all errors. Like we saw a lot of errors on the boys last night. New South Wales hit very well. They might say, okay, they're big hitters, they're power hitters. So let's not stay in so close. Let's move out a little bit more. We said last night in the boys' game, it's a power game. New South Wales have brought the power game to this game tonight. I thought I was going to see a little bit more bunting, a little bit more running, and a little bit more that. They've just flexed their muscles and said, I'm going to swing the bat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what they'll look at.
We've talked about that a few times on Spacequake Sports throughout the Adelaide competition and now at the National Championships, and even during the All-Star games that we saw from our state open teams that played, that the trend around internationally, the teams that are winning tournaments are hitting long balls, so they're power and they're aggressive and they're fast. And the bunt is only used sparingly. It's only in certain situations. It's hardly ever with 1 out or more than 1 out anymore. And all the top teams are putting runs on the board from big hits. And that's what we've seen here again tonight.
Yep. They just need to work out how to counteract that, and I think they need to go a bit deeper in the field because they're getting that extra base because we're so shallow. So we'll look at that, and it's easier to come in on a ball than it is to turn around and run after it.
Yeah, I think every time South Australia is playing this strong New South Wales team, they're learning something. So they played them the other night, they learned a couple things, they're playing them again tonight to learn a couple things. So it's important to take away the good of each game and to develop in different situations.
Have you ever seen a pitcher apologise like that?
You know, the Japanese do it a lot. The Japanese will apologise to their catchers if they get something wrong, or if, and forbid if they cross them up as well. So I saw a Japanese catcher just give a cheeky little nudge to a pitcher for crossing up a catcher one time before, and Collins grounds out to the shortstop. So a great defensive play from New South Wales. Gee, Collins got up that line quickly. She got that great piece of the ball the first time up to bat. So she is pushing for selection here, Michaela Collins, if you ask me.
And she did run it out too. And that's the positive thing I see in the women's game, is that they always run it out.
Yeah, last night we saw one of the boys didn't run it out and the ball landed safely. And you're right, that cost SA a run. And yeah, so let's go back to Orsini. Charlie Orsini is just so full of energy, and you know, I love it. I just see the energy, and that's got to lift the defense around her as well. Surely, like to know that she's so passionate about her game and her craft, and she puts everything into it. And And like you mentioned, Mark, she apologised for that one that she got wrong. Look at that stance as well.
Yeah.
It almost looks like, remember the Adelaide Crows when they did that in a final series a couple of years ago?
That didn't work for them, did it?
Intimidated. Well, they won their 2 finals to make the grand final.
And then
then you know, they come up against a very strong Richmond Tigers playing at their home field in a grand final, which should be a neutral ground. But they finished 17 places higher than Carlton on the ladder that year, Mark.
I'm assuming, Mark, you're not a Crows fan?
Carlton supporter. Let's focus on the game tonight. Let's not worry about the past because, you know, the amount of premierships that we've won previously. But anyway,
Abby Mossman, the hitter for South Australia. There is one out, and she'll be trying to also push for selection as well. She gets a good piece of the ball. She'll take some confidence into tomorrow.
well, I said she was a good batter, not afraid to swing before. She did get struck out, I think, last time. Watch, I think. But she'll be keen to make amends for that.
2-2 the count, and just by the reaction of Charlie Orsini, I thought it might have been a strikeout. Might have had the count wrong, but it's 2-2 now.
Yeah, even on 2 strikes, she gets excited.
I think her energy is just excellent. And like you said, as a pitcher on the field, you're the leader out there. Everyone's looking at you. Your defense is looking at you. And I think that's where they, when she apologized to her catcher, there's a lot of trust between a catcher and a pitcher. And when a catcher is expecting one call, and you go, either you dump it or you completely cross her up, you usually would say sorry for that because your catcher's expecting one thing, and it kind of just shows her ownership of her skill.
Yeah, it's a tricky craft catching, and it's a tricky craft pitching. So together, it's very impressive to see a good combination. Yeah, look at that stance right now.
You also want to have a relationship with your catcher as well, and
good effort.
Mossman just fouls that one off and stays alive in the count. It's a full count now, and
well, Walker's been in the wars tonight. She's the dirtiest player out there for sure. She's dived back at third base. I think it just got out.
She's had one at bat, and she's been in the field for 1 inning. And you're right, Mark. She is the dirtiest player on the field, and the manager's going to have to do some cleaning up tonight. Well, another ball chopped foul from Mossman, staying alive in the count, and this is a good little battle here for Mossman because it's doing her confidence the world of good, seeing a lot of pitches, making good connection on the ball, and close up on Orsini, and she is all business.
She has that big breath, the shoulders are broad, and she says, I'm going.
Good piece of the ball from Mossman. She wins this battle. Runner aboard and a good shot. So Orsini.
She hasn't given up much and hasn't thrown too loose. So that was a very good pitch to hit.
Yeah, she just hung this one over the plate. I was just waiting to see the statewide super replay before I called that. It looked over the middle to me, and I just wanted to make sure before I called it, and Mossman made her pay, ripping one to the left side. Indigo back to Silver now, the hitter for South Australia, and that ball catches the outside edge for a strike.
Jesse, I'm just going to ask you the question about the stance. So we see Orsini standing. The wide off the back plate stance now, which is legal. How do you find it? Do you do it? Do you know girls that have changed and switched?
In the States, in college, you are required to have both feet touching the rubber before you pitch. I'm a larger, taller girl, so I always had a hard time keeping both of my big feet touching the rubber, so I love the fact that I don't need to worry about keeping that foot there. I think if you really use your legs and focus on driving forward, it is all right to stand as far back like that. Some girls have a hard time transferring their weight from all the way back and then getting out into the front of the circle.
Yeah.
So Orsini does not seem to have a problem with that. She's using her legs, she's getting out there, and it's really throwing well. So I think the stance works for her.
And you call it a circle, not a mound, it's a circle?
It is a circle, and it is a pitching rubber, but every now and then, I think growing up with baseball in the family, we have always called it a pitching mound.
Yeah, yeah.
And although there is not a hill, like in baseball, I still sometimes refer to it as a pitching mound, even though it is a circle.
But technically, technically we're going with circle.
Circle, yes.
So we saw Indigo back to Silver go down swinging on strikes. Araham Munro comes into the batter's box for South Australia and fouls the first one off into her leg.
It's a great pitch and a big swing there from Munro.
Well, down to the last strike, South Australia, as there's 2 out and there's 2 strikes. And they trail by 10, so a dominant performance from New South Wales in this dead rubber, the final game of the minor round of the Esther Deason Shield. And
there it is.
Munro watches this one for a called strike. Orsini is absolutely stoked with her performance tonight. She threw the 2 innings, and didn't she look impressive, as did starting pitcher Grace Rickson. And we just watched this final out. Very happy with that, the New South Wales girls, and they will take some momentum into tomorrow night's clash. Just a reminder that it's going to be 5 o'clock tomorrow night, the major semi-final, the SA girls versus New South Wales. These 2 teams, New South Wales finished top, so they get the option whether or not they bat first or if they field first. And that may be the only difference that we see. Maybe some slightly different lineups. Now, Jesse, we do like to talk about our statewide super player of the game or statewide super performances.
Yes.
And I might get Mark, you can have a think about it. Jesse, you have a think about it. For me, it was an absolute complete performance from the New South Wales side. 11 hits, they put 6 on the board in the 4th. And they were quite dominant for South Australia. Michaela Collins, for me, she ripped that ball out to outfield for a stand-up triple. Other good performances on the New South Wales side for me was Jade Jensen. I thought she batted really well tonight. Guys, what about you? What are your thoughts?
I really see Keely Lennon standing out for me. I believe she had the 2 triples and 2 RBIs in that back-to-back at bats for her. Back-to-back at bats for her. She hit triples. I believe 1 to right center and 1 to left center. So she really did well in her position.
Her first turn at bat as well was that line drive that just out of reach for Millie Fidge at shortstop. So she arrived safely that turn at bat as well. And she played quite well at second base as well, the little lefty.
I agree. I like Keely Lennon. She just has a presence out there. Left-handed second base. I'm partial to the second baseman. I play second base. There's another good South Australian second base. She's the second best. I'm the best. It's an argument we're having. But Keely Lennon for me. But I love to see Charlie out there. She was amazing.
Yeah, and she had a great piece of the ball when she stepped into the batter's box.
Yeah.
Had no problem going
Yeah.
from pitching to stepping into the box and just ripping a triple for herself as well.
Yep.
So.
Well, let's talk about the pitching. We saw Orsini and Rickson for New South Wales. They'll have a couple that they had hidden away tonight. And also for South Australia, we saw 3 pitchers. We saw Adams, who will be their ace. We saw Munro, who wouldn't be too far behind. And we saw Quiche, so we didn't see Fidge. So South Australia didn't show all their cards. And also they had a couple of hitters on the bench as well, so they do have a couple of players that can come into the lineup. It's going to be tough for the selectors tonight.
It will. Look, they'll go back and they'll look at the replay on this of this game, and like I said, I don't think they'll be disappointed. They'll be frustrated at the gameplay and how well New South Wales hit. So they'll just have a chat to their pitching and catching combination, and then they'll reassess.
Well, the game was over and done with in about an hour and 40 odd minutes. And so it was non-stop action, wasn't it? But it only went for 5. What I'm really hoping to see tomorrow night and in the final series is a bit tighter game. So South Australia have a little bit to work on as well. So a couple of bloopers early on for New South Wales to get them going. We remember that first hit that just dropped short of Dhaliwal out at centre field. And then we saw a couple of balls just go over the infield and just out of reach. But then didn't they put their foot down, New South Wales? A couple of monster shots to the fence, and they had a few triples, and it came from 1 to 9 in the lineup. So
clinical.
Yeah, they are going to be hard to match up with tomorrow night, and they will go in favourites, undefeated through the minor round, so 10 games and 10 losses. Any closing points, guys, before we sign off for the night?
No closing points. Again, I just want to reiterate how well they played New South Wales. They deserve top spot. Congratulations to them and their coaching staff. And it'll be a cracking game and cracking finals.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see how the rest of this week goes. They have to feel good going into these next 2 days, and hopefully it all just comes together. So very exciting couple games ahead.
All right, well, that just about does it here on Spacequake Sports, and thanks to our broadcast partners, Statewide Super, MC Sportswear, MK Services SA. Jesse, I want to thank you and congratulate you for your first time calling with us on the crew. Mark, as always, mate, absolute pleasure. Good to see our friend Lee Hull in the crowd, and hopefully he's well enough to start calling again soon. And thanks to David Muggleton and the Spacequake Sports crew, another terrific game. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, special time of 5 o'clock, right here, Softball SA Spacequake Sports, for the major semi-final in the Yester Decent Shield, South Australia versus New South Wales. Tonight, in the final minor round game, it was New South Wales that were too strong, winning 11 runs to 1. And that'll do it for us here at West Beach. We'll see you all tomorrow night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.